Hello everyone, Billy from Puck Rivals here, and it's time for yet another playoff preview and prediction. This time we head out west to cover the first round matchup between the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights. Heading into the playoffs, the Golden Knights just missed out on the President's Trophy on regulation wins, and as a result fall to the second seed to play the surprisingly good Minnesota Wild. Honestly, poor Minnesota. They finally have a really good team, but they must face, at least according to the standings, the second best team in the league in the first round. In this video, you will find a head-to-head comparison of both teams, a quick rundown on each team's key player, and at the end of the video, I will reveal who both Matt and I picked to win this series. Leave a comment on who you think will win the series, and we'll get going with the team comparison. So again, thanks to the NHL schedule this year for the larger sample size of games between these two. In the season series, it's actually the Wild who came out on top with 5 wins over Vegas, and 2 of their 3 losses came after regulation. That's notable since OT is much different in the playoffs, and obviously there is no shootout. Minnesota seems to have a good handle on this Knights team. Looking at the rest of the stats, it's all Vegas. Both teams can score pretty well, but Vegas has the edge there. Power play is basically a wash between these two as well, as the difference is just 0.2%. But defensive play is much in Vegas' favor, owning the best goals against per game and penalty kill in the NHL this season. Vegas might have those really good defensive numbers, but the Wild have had their number this season, and those defensive stats aren't nearly as good against Minnesota. This Wild team is pretty darn good. It should be a great matchup. Now let's take a peek at the key players for each team in this matchup, and we'll start with Minnesota's rookie sensation, Carrill Caprisov. Kaprizov burst onto the scene this year with the Wild after a long wait while he played in Russia. It's safe to say he's been well worth the wait though, right Wild fans? He led all rookies in points and goals, with 51 and 27 respectively, and is the favorite to take home the Calder Trophy as the Rookie of the Year. Kaprizov led his team in points and goals as well, having an 11-point lead over second place Kevin Fiala. Since this was his rookie season, he obviously won't have a ton of games against Vegas, but in the 8 games he did play them, he scored 6 goals with 8 points, which is pretty good if you ask me. Like I said before, Kaprizov is the favorite to win the Calder Trophy, and he has been a real breath of fresh air for a franchise who has lacked someone with his skill level for so long. He's a star in the making, and will make life difficult for these Vegas defenders in this series. Now you really could make an argument for a lot of players as Vegas' key player, but we decided to go with the captain Mark Stone. Stone is pretty much a perfect two-way forward. He puts up a ton of points and is great defensively. He also has great leadership, which is why he is the captain after all. He is coming off of the best offensive regular season of his career, finishing basically top 10 in points. In addition, he has also shown he performs well in the playoffs too. He's the Knights' best forward, and will need to help lead his team over the Wild, who seem to have a good grasp on the Knights. This will be Stone's 3rd consecutive playoff appearance with the Golden Knights, and you know this time he and his team are gonna want to make it count. Obviously these two guys are amazing players and are key to their teams performing well, but there will be other determining factors as well. The Wild have a pretty underrated defense, led by their captain Jared Spurgeon. Between him, Jonas Brodin, Matt Dumba, and Ryan Suter, that's a pretty solid D-core. Vegas forwards will have a tough task going up against those guys. Another key factor for the Wild is their goaltending. Cam Talbot has been a bright spot and really solid for them between the pipes this year, and has a very impressive .923 career playoff save percentage. Even if he falters, their backup Kakkonen is not a bad option to have either. On to Vegas. One thing that has been their strength almost their whole existence is their ability to roll 4 solid lines at any time during the game. And now they have a very legit first line with Stone, Pacioretty, and Chandler Stevenson, who has really found a home in Vegas. We mustn't forget that the Knights also added former Blues captain Alex Pietrangelo, further improving already a solid D-core that contains Shea Theodore and Alec Martinez. Lastly, Vegas has seen a huge resurgence in goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury, who has been one of the best goalies in the entire league this season. Oh, and their other goalie is Robin Lehner. That's not bad. Minnesota sure has their work cut out for them with this very deep and really good Vegas team. but they've proven that they're capable of beating them and slaying one of the beasts of the league. Okay, so who do we have moving on to round 2? I'm going with the Golden Knights on this one. I think they're just too good, deep, and built for playoff hockey. Matt's also going with Vegas in this matchup, as it's kinda hard not to. This is no slight on Minnesota at all though. Vegas is just that good of a team. And who knows, maybe the Wild will prove both of us wrong. It's certainly possible when it comes to playoff hockey. Beating them 5 times likely isn't a fluke after all either. But either way, this should be an exciting series to watch. Minus the season series, the stats show that Vegas should be in control of this matchup. However, playoffs are a much different beast than regular season, and things could play out much differently in this matchup. Even though we picked Vegas, we certainly aren't writing off the Wild. You just can't. Do you agree with our predictions for this series? Let us know down in the comments, and who your cup favorite is as well. There's still more first round matchup videos to come, so be on the lookout for those. All of the series can be found in the playlist in the description. If you enjoyed this video and are pumped for playoff hockey, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you love hockey like we do for more content. This has been Billy from Puck Rivals, and I'll see you next video.